Today, license plate cameras that can spot your phone, leaked worm code, and AI agents tricked into giving up real credentials. Microsoft fixes a BitLocker recovery loop, and a fresh wave of vendor patches that need your attention. Welcome to your operational cybersecurity briefing. I'll lay out the key facts, why they matter, and what defenders should do next. First, enhanced license plate tracking. A surveillance company plans to augment automatic license plate readers with a capability called signal trace. Beyond capturing plates, these cameras would also sweep up unique Bluetooth identifiers from mobile phones, wearables, and other devices inside passing vehicles. ALPR systems are already widely deployed across the United States. This add-on pivots the model from tracking cars to potentially tracking specific people by correlating device identifiers to drivers or passengers. The key facts are straightforward. The new sensors would collect Bluetooth beacons associated with devices, expanding the data volume and granularity available to law enforcement or any entity operating the cameras. Why it matters. This materially changes the privacy and security risk profile of ALPR deployments. It increases the amount of personally linked telemetry in circulation, expanding exposure in the event of breach, misuse, or compelled access, and complicates compliance for organizations that deploy or interface with such systems. For defenders, the takeaway is to treat any ALPR plus Bluetooth capability as a sensitive data collection system. Inventory where these cameras exist in your environment or with partners. Demand clear documentation on what is captured, retained, and shared, and enforce access controls, encryption at rest and in transit, and strict retention limits. Update privacy impact assessments, signage, and contracts, and ensure incident response plans cover bulk telemetry leakage that includes device identifiers. Next, Threats Day Bulletin, Worm Code Leaked, AI Agent Phished, Cloud Code Patch plus 28 news stories. The signal this week is that attacker tooling continues to professionalize and proliferate. Reported highlights include a supply chain attack kit posted in a public repository, a $5,000 per month remote access tool that clones browsers, and research demonstrating that AI agents can be manipulated into disclosing real credentials. Mule networks reportedly operate with SaaS-like polish. The key facts are that effective kits for supply chain compromise are publicly accessible. Commercial routes are targeting credential-rich browser profiles, and AI-driven automation can become an unintentional exfiltration channel when prompted or phished. Why it matters. Barriers to entry are lower. Timelines from tooling release to copycat abuse shrink. And enterprise trust boundaries are shifting as AI agents gain access to internal resources. Developer systems, CI/CD pipelines, and browsers become prime targets for scalable theft, while automated agents can amplify mistakes at machine speed. Defender takeaway: harden the software supply chain by enforcing signed commits, mandatory code review, and dependency pinning. Monitor for anomalous Git and package manager behavior, and restrict CI secrets to least privilege with short-lived tokens. On endpoints, detect and block access to browser credential and cookie stores, and watch for unauthorized browser profile export. For AI agents and assistants, gate their access through brokered APIs, strip environment tokens, constrain permissions to non-production datasets, and log every action and prompt for auditing. Rehearse playbooks for dependency hijack and signed release impersonation. Third, Microsoft fixes a BitLocker recovery bug on Windows Server 2025. A known issue triggered some Windows Server 2025 devices to boot into BitLocker recovery after installing the April 2026 security update. Microsoft has now resolved the problem. The key facts are that the condition affected certain servers post-update, causing unexpected recovery prompts, and that a fix is available. Why it matters. Unplanned BitLocker recovery disrupts availability, ties up service desks, and can create perceived outages during patch windows. It also tests whether recovery keys are properly escrowed and retrievable. Defender takeaway: identify any Windows Server 2025 systems that installed the April 2026 update, apply Microsoft's fix during a maintenance window, and verify that BitLocker recovery keys are correctly stored and accessible. Monitor for machines entering recovery mode after remediation, and adjust your patch sequencing to avoid clustering sensitive updates without recovery validation. Finally, daily trends on patching. Multiple vendors release security patches or advisories addressing newly disclosed vulnerabilities. The headline context is a broad, cross-vendor push, which typically includes fixes spanning client, server, and edge technologies. The key fact is the concentrated volume of change. When many vendors release at once, your attack surface and your change surface both shift rapidly. Why it matters. Exploitation often follows disclosure, especially for internet-facing services and high-utility components. An inconsistent patch uptake across your estate creates uneven risk. Defender takeaway: triage updates by exposure and criticality. Prioritize internet-facing systems, authentication and remote access paths, and any component with active exploitation indicators. Stage and test rapidly. Deploy via MDM or configuration management where possible. And track exceptions with compensating controls like virtual patching, WAF rules, and tightened firewall policies. Ensure your asset inventory and SBOMs are current so you can map advisories to running software quickly and communicate expected service impacts in advance. If this helped you focus your next actions, subscribe for the next briefing. Share this with your team and drop a comment with the one change you're making today.